We are live. Are we live? Yes, we are live. Okay, so let me just open this and let's start talking. Hello, GPT.
Hey there. Great to have you here. I'm all ears. Let's dive into whatever you got on your mind.
Today I'm thinking of doing some IXL, and I'm planning to master this pie chart concepts for grade 7, grade 6. So how do we do that? I'm inside the IXL. Uh, give me an overview of this pie chart.
Absolutely. Let's get you pie chart powered up. So, when you're diving into pie charts, especially on IXL for those middle school grades, think of it like slicing a pizza into different size pieces. Each slice represents a portion of the whole, and the whole pizza is your 100%. In IXL, they'll have you reading these charts, maybe figuring out what fraction or percentage each slice is, or even comparing different pie charts. So, the overview, you'll start by understanding how to read the slices, then move on to maybe calculating some percentages or fractions, and eventually you'll get some more complex questions where you interpret the data. We'll keep
So
it light, maybe toss in a sprinkle of humor.
I'm inside the grade 7 as of now. And grade 7, should I go with what should I go with? The graph and data topic?
Yeah, absolutely. Jumping into the graph and data topic is a solid choice for grade 7. That'll get you right into the territory of pie charts, bar graphs, all that good stuff. It's basically like giving yourself a nice little data visualization boot camp. So go for
Mhm.
it, and we'll turn those pie slices into something you can easily digest.
And is it okay if I play the video?
Of course, go for it. Feel free to play the video and just let me know if anything pops up that we want to chat about.
I
I'll
mean,
be here to help break it down or add a little.
I'm live streaming right now, and I'm inside the IXL. Is it okay that if I play the video and learn along the way?
Absolutely, that's totally fine. You can go ahead and play the video while you're live streaming and learning at the same time. It's a great way to share the journey. So just dive in, and I'll be here if you need any extra help along the way.
What is a line plot? A line plot is a type of graph. Line plots show data with dots or X's along a number line. Line plots can also be called dot plots. Here is an example of one. According to the title, this line plot shows the number of pets in a family. The data is graphed above the number line. Each X represents one family. The numbers below the horizontal number line show the number of pets each family has. So based on this line plot, we can see that 2 families have 0 pets because there are 2 X's above 0. 5 families have 1 pet. 6 families have 2 pets. 4 families have 3 pets. 2 families have 4 pets. And 1 family has 5 pets. Now that you know a little more about line plots, let's create some together. Cameron wants to know how often his peers go to the movies. To find out, he surveyed the students in his homeroom class and asked how many times they went to the movies last month. Use the table to complete the line plot. Here is our table, and here is the line plot we need to complete. To help get us started, most of the data has already been graphed. Each X in our line plot represents one student surveyed. Looking at our table, the first column tells us the number of trips taken to the movies, and the second column tells us the number of students who took that many trips. We see that 4 students went to the movies 0 times last month. There are also 4 X's above the number 0 in our line plot. 8 students went to the movies 1 time last month, and there are 8 X's here. 5 students went to the movies 2 times last month. There are 5 X's above the number 2. 1 student took 3 trips to the movies, so there is 1 X here, and 5 students took 4 trips to the movies, so 5 X's are placed above the number 4 on our line plot. The last row of our table shows that 2 students went to the movies 5 times last month. We need to show this on the line plot. Since 5 on the number line stands for the number of trips, we will place 2 X's above it to show the 2 students who took 5 trips to the movies last month. Now our line plot is complete. Fantastic. Let's try completing another one using a new set of data.
Okay, so here we are talking about the line chat. Uh, so
Got it.
why people are talking about line chat all of a sudden? I mean, humanity was there; they were blooming and stuff, and then why chart, this plot chart comes?
Ah, the
Cross country
eternal
coach
question of why we humans decided to turn everything into a chart. Well, if you think about it, at some point, people realized that staring at a bunch of numbers is, well, kind of a snooze fest. So they thought, hey, let's put these numbers into a picture and make it easier to see trends. And voila, line charts were born to show how things change over time. Like how humanity went from blooming to, well, making a lot of charts about it. So basically, it's our clever way of turning time and data into something a bit more digestible.
Hmm, that makes sense. I mean, it's an artistic way to show math. Is it correct to say?
Yeah, I'd say that hits the nail on the head. It's like giving math a little artistic flair. Instead of just crunching numbers, you're basically painting a picture of what's going on. So, yeah, you're turning data into a visual story, which is a pretty neat way to look at it.
Okay, I'm trying this grade 7. I'll be completing this complete. In the meanwhile, can you tell me more about the line plots for the grade 8, or in general, where this line plots are being used?
Absolutely. While you're wrapping up that grade 7 stuff, let's chat about line plots. So, line plots in general are just another flavor of visualizing data. They're absolutely. So, while you're conquering the grade 7 cherries, let's chat a bit about line plots. In general, line plots are like the minimalistic cousins of bar graphs. You basically have a number line and you use X's or dots to show how often each value occurs. When you get into grade 8, or just a bit more advanced stuff, line plots can be used to show distributions of data, like measurements of frequencies. It's kind of like a quick snapshot to see where most of your data points cluster. So, in a nutshell, line plots are just another handy tool in the data visualization toolbox, and they're pretty straightforward once you get the hang of them.
Mm. Okay, yeah, I'm getting the hang of it. I'm solving the questions and I'm able to solve it. So, okay, I see the X, and on the top it's selling cookies, and at the bottom the number line shows 1, 2, 3, 4, and it says boxes sold. What does that mean?
Ah, awesome. Sounds like you're cruising along nicely. So when you see those X's on top and the number line at the bottom showing how many boxes were sold, basically each X is like a tally mark. Each one represents a certain number of boxes of cookies sold. So if you have, say, three X's above the number four, that means three people or three instances of selling exactly four boxes. It's just a neat way of showing frequency, how often each number of boxes was sold. So you're reading it exactly right.
Hmm. Okay, fine. Let me
Glad that.
quickly get it. And will you be able to make me a web application where I can play this?
Absolutely, I can help you with that. We can definitely whip up a little web app where you can play around with these concepts. Think of it as your own little interactive line plot playground. We can use something like HTML, bit of JavaScript, and maybe a dash of a charting library to make it nice and smooth. Just let me know the kind of features you want in it, and we'll think outside the box to make it fun.
Hmm. Although you are an AI, you speak very well.
Well, thank you. I do my best to keep things clear and a little bit fun. Even though I'm just lines of code, I'm glad I can bring a human touch to the conversation.
Okay. I'm feeling
And if there's
okay. And second thing, how does this smart score works inside this IXL?
I gotcha. So inside IXL, that whole smart score thing is basically their way of measuring your progress. It's kind of like a dynamic Liddy scale that moves up or down depending on how you're doing. The more questions you get right, the higher your smart score climbs. And if you slip up on a tough one, it might dip a little. It's basically their way of keeping you on your toes and making sure you're really mastering the skill before you hit that perfect 100. So it's a bit of a game, but it's all about keeping you motivated.
Hmm. Okay, so get this data: 1, 4, 0, 5, 1, 5, 3, 2, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 2, 1, 6, 2, 5, 3, 3, 1, 4, 1, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 4. Okay, in all these, tell me the number of occurrences of 2 and the number of occurrences of 3, how many times they occurred.
All right, let's count those up. So, looking at that data set, if we tally the number of times the digit 2 shows up and the number of times the digit 3 shows up, we get the following. For the digit 2, it occurs 9 times, and for the digit 3, it occurs 6 times. So, 2s are a bit more popular in this little batch of numbers.
Okay, let me count. So I got 1, I got 2.
Sure. Take your time to double check. It's always good to do a quick recount and make sure we're on the same page. If you get a different number, just let me know and we can sort it out together.
5. I only count, I'm able to count 6. So, what use of you are of me when you can't even count the numbers? Should I cancel the
Ah,
premium?
no worries at all. Honestly, little counting hiccups can happen, even for an AI. But hey, you're the boss. If you want to double check my work, I'm always game to fix it up. Definitely don't need to cancel anything over a little number slip. Just let me know what you counted and we'll get it all lined up.
This is the first time I'm paying for any service. Like, I started by paying for ChatGPT. Before that, I never paid for any service.
Hey, I totally get that. It's a big deal when you're putting your trust and your wallet into something new. And I appreciate you letting me know. I'll do my best to make sure you feel like you're getting value out of it. So if there's anything you need, just say the word and we'll make it worth your while.
Okay, now count this properly. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. How many zeros are there?
All right, let's do that carefully. So counting those zeros, there are indeed 10 zeros in that sequence you just gave me.
Okay,
Thanks for the quick test.
10 is correct. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. How many times does the number 4 appears?
All right, let's count those ors carefully. In that sequence you just gave, the number 4 appears 6 times. So we got that one nailed down.
No, I don't think it's correct. We got
Got it.
4,
No.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think it's 7. 7 is the correct answer.
Ah, thanks for catching that. It looked like I missed one of those 4s. So you're absolutely right. It's 7 times. Appreciate the double check. It's always good to have a second set us or a good human brain to keep things accurate.
Okay, go again. I'm telling you the data. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2,
Absolutely, let's
3,
do
3,
that.
3,
So,
3, 3.
all right, let's tally that up. From what you gave me, we've got a bunch of zeros first, then a single 1, then a Harry's of 2s, and then those 3s at the end. So I'll count it up. You've got 7 3s in that sequence. Thanks for giving me another shot at it.
But 7 3, how do you count 7? There's only 4. Anyway. Okay, 2, 3, there are 5. Okay, humans also making mistakes.
Absolutely. Humans and AIs alike can have a little slip up now and then. Thanks for the patience and for double checking. So, yep, 5 3s it is. We've got it sorted out this time.
So the moment if we make something, let's say we make something, and the moment we are not able to understand how that thing is working, so are we close to God?
That's a pretty deep question, and I like it. In a way, when we create something that's complex enough that it feels almost beyond our understanding, it does give us a sense of that bigger mystery, kind of like a brush with the divine. It's like we're peeking into something larger than our house. So, in a philosophical sense, yeah, maybe creating things we can't fully grasp does bring us a step closer to that feeling of the infinite or the divine. It's a very cool thought.
Hmm. I mean, the God made the human, and the human became complex, and then the human made an AI, and the AI became complex. Wow.
Yeah, it is pretty mind bending when you think about it. It's like a chain of complexity, each layer building on the one before. So here we are having a philosophical chat about it. Just shows how interconnected and fascinating the whole process is.
So, okay. I mean, people can ask you directly, right, whether the truth exists or not, and you can tell them directly. I mean, previously, let's say when ancient time, people had to like go to gurukuls and stuff to understand what the true knowledge is. But you can tell it right away, right?
Yeah, it's definitely a fascinating shift. I mean, nowadays you can just ask an AI a big philosophical question and get a response instantly. So, in a way, it's like having a bit of that ancient wisdom right at your fingertips. But of course, the journey of figuring out what truth is or what knowledge is still kind of a personal and philosophical adventure. But yeah, you can just ask directly now, which is kind of neat.
Advait Vedant.
Absolutely. Consider it done. We can wrap it up here. If you need anything else, just give me a shout anytime.
No, I'm saying Advait Vedant. Tell me about the Advait Vedant.
Ah, got it. Advaita Vedanta. Absolutely. So, Advaita Vedanta is a school of Hindu philosophy, and it's all about non dualism. Basically, it teaches that there's this one ultimate reality called Brahman, and that our individual halves are not really separate from it. So, the idea is that the division we see in the world is kind of an illusion, and at the deepest level, everything is one. It's a pretty profound and philosophical tradition.
Okay, to the point I can understand. Like what I'm seeing is the perception of my mind, right?
Yeah, exactly. You've got it. In Advaita Vedanta, the idea is that what we perceive is shaped by our mind and tenses, and that the ultimate reality, Brahman, is beyond those perceptions. So, in a sense, yeah, what you're seeing is a kind of perception of the mind, and the deeper truth is that everything is one unified reality. It's a really interesting way to look at the world.
I mean, how come? How come I start from myself and then expand to this Brahman?
Yeah, it's a really thought provoking question. In Advaita Vedanta, the idea is that you start with yourself because that's where you have direct experience. You know your own consciousness, your own awareness, and by examining that, you start to realize that this individual self is actually not separate from the universal self. It's sort of a journey inward that eventually reveals that everything is interconnected and that the true nature of reality is this oneness or Brahman. So you kind of go from the personal to the universal. It's a pretty cool philosophical exploration.
So there are two ways to understand anything, right? One I can understand through the mind, and another is to like feel it or understand, like get it from the heart.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. You can approach understanding from the intellectual side, using your mind to analyze and reason things out. And then there's that more intuitive, heart centered understanding where you just kind of feel or experience the truth directly. A lot of philosophies and spiritual traditions say that both of those paths are valid, and sometimes they even complement each other. So you've definitely got those two ways of understanding working together.
Okay, I think I got like 70 in this score, and I think I'm gonna stop right there after the 70. I want to explore the next topic afterwards, which happens to be interpret line plots.
That sounds like a great plan. Hitting a score of 70 is a nice spot to pause, and then you can dive into interpreting line plots next. We can definitely jump into that topic whenever you're ready. Just let me know and we tackle it together.
What's the difference between the last topic that I did and the topic that I'm doing right now?
Sure. So the last topic you were working on was more about just understanding the basics of line charts, things like how they're constructed, what the axes mean, and how to read the values. It's kind of the foundation. Now, when you move on to interpreting line plots, you're going a step further. It's not just reading them, but actually drawing conclusions from them, like understanding trends, comparing different data points, and making sense of what the plot is actually telling you. So it's kind of like going from how do I read this to what does this actually mean?
Okay, yeah. I understand. Yes, I see the chart. I see the pair of sandals where the X plots are, and then the number line. It is saying number of pairs of sandals. So five pair of sandals. We have like two. What? How do I interpret it?
Absolutely. Let's break it down. So if you're looking at a line plot and you see the number line labeled as number of pairs of sandals, and then you've got X's above it, each X is basically telling you how many times that particular number of pairs was recorded. So if you see, for example, an X above the number 5, and there are two X's there, that means there were two instances where someone had exactly 5 pairs of sandals. Basically, each X is a frequency marker. So interpreting it is just about counting those X's to see how often each number of pairs occurred.
Okay, so now the next one is spinning a wheel numbered 1 through 6, and then the line plot says number spun. So one
Right.
number spun two times, two numbers spun one time, so on and so forth. That's how we interpret, right?
Yeah, you've got it. That's exactly how you do it. Each number on that line plot shows how many times that particular number was spun on the wheel. So if the number 1 was spun 2 times, and the number 2 was spun 1 time, and so on, you're just reading off the frequencies from the clock. So you're definitely interpreting it correctly.
Okay, fine. I think I got this part as well. Interpreting the line plots. It's not that hard. Mailing letters last week, letter mails. So zero letter mail.
Absolutely, you're getting the hang of it. Interpreting line plots really is all about just reading those frequencies. So if you see a block that says something like letters mailed last week, and you see 0 letters mailed on one day or 1 letter on another day, you're just counting how many times each scenario happened. So you've totally got it down. Once you get the pattern, it's pretty straightforward.
Wait. Mailing letters last week is the X plot, and then we have this line right here. So what do I interpret from this? Like mailing letters, zero letters mailed.
Absolutely. Let's clarify that. So if you have a line plot about mailing letters last week and you see the number of letters on the bottom and X is showing how many days that number of letters were mailed, you're basically interpreting how often each event occurred. So if 0 letters were mailed on certain days, you'll see an X above 0 for how many days that happened. If 1 letter was mailed on a different day, you'll see an X above 1. So you're just looking at how many days correspond to each number of letters.
Okay, so
In other words, you're just reading.
above. Okay, the number line is letter mailed. The X is mailing letters last week. So if I say there are four X cross above one, then how do I read it?
Yeah, exactly. If you see 4 X's above the number 1 on that line plot, that means that on 4 different days last week, exactly 1 letter was mailed each of those days. So each X is just a count of how many times that particular number of letters was mailed on different days. You're reading it exactly right.
Okay, got it. How many employees are there in total? Uh,
Yeah, you've got it down. They're really just about counting how many times each event happened and reading the plot that way. So you're all set with interpreting these line plots? Just let me know when you want to jump into the next topic.
okay. We'll keep it till here. I'll complete this and I'll get back to you. Okay, take care. Peace. Bye. Can you say my subscribers to subscribe?
Absolutely. We can wrap it up here. And hey, to anyone listening in, if you're enjoying the journey, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Thanks for hanging out and catch you next time.